A couple things happened this week that, in the past week or so, that has really been a defeat to Ron Paul and his supporters. And let me go through them. The first thing is the results in the Indiana Republican primary. The people of Indiana have spoken. Their voices have been heard. Former Senator Dan Coates is now the Republican nominee for the United States Senate. Former Representative John Hosteller, who was by all means, the Ron Paul candidate, came in a distant third to Senator Coates. Hosteller wrote a book about basically criticizing the reasons we went to war with Iraq. He was basically a Ron Paul libertarian rhino, and he lost that nomination, and that was a defeat to the Ron Paul supporters nationwide. Another defeat was the prevention of the terrorist in New York City. The Ron Paul supporters argue that we should eliminate the Patriot Act, and we should also not, we should not worry about our national security so much. But yet we stopped him at one of our airports. We stopped, just in the nick of time, we stopped him. And we will question him and continue to question him. And if necessary, we will find out more about him so that we could defeat his allies as well. So this week was definitely not a good week for the Ron Paul supporters politically. I also want to congratulate, while we're on this note, I want to congratulate Rob Portman on winning the Republican nomination for the United States Senate in Ohio. I want to congratulate Dan Coates, former senator, for winning the nomination in Indiana for his old seat. And I want to also congratulate Senator Richard Burr on maintaining his re-election nomination. So I congratulate those guys in all those races. I hope they all win. Rob Portman has experience to lead. Dan Coates is better than his Democratic opponent. Richard Burr is a supporter of the fair tax, so I think it's very important that we re-elect Richard Burr in North Carolina. One of the more important races there. Another thing I want to discuss is this, the kind of, now I'm going to say this flat out, and some of you are not going to like me for this. Some of you will not like me for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I am somebody who strongly believes in traditional marriage. I believe that marriage is between one man and one woman, and that kind of sacred institution should be preserved. But I also believe that homosexuals do have rights. I don't support gay marriage. I support a federal marriage amendment that basically bans gay marriage, but I have no problem with certain rights, including hospital visitation rights for homosexual couples. And in this time of war, and in a time when we are fighting two wars, and we have some very dedicated young men and women serving the uniform, I don't think Don't Ask, Don't Tell is the right policy for this country to maintain. I think Don't Ask, Don't Tell is a policy that should be scrapped. I don't think that that a soldier's sexual orientation is the business of anybody. Because truly, we're fighting for freedom. We have to give these people, if they want to serve their country, they should have the freedom to do so. So therefore, I support the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell.